Shalom everyone, Boker Tov, Rabbi Eric Solomon in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's Monday, May 25th, a few days before the holiday of Shavuot. I want to get into this question this morning. What's the Jewish take, specifically on the Torah and on Judaism? Who's got the stronger loyalty, connection, oomph for Judaism and Torah? The one who's born into the Jewish people, or the one that chooses to be Jewish? And I want to do this whole Devar Torah in honor and praise of converts who inspire me, I know inspire Rabbi Jenny, and are an unbelievable source of deep inspiration for our congregation, really for the Jewish people. I'm going to put it like this. Shavuot, coming up this week, focuses on the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai. And one of the ideas theologically and kind of throughout rabbinic literature is this moment was a moment where the Jewish people became the Jewish people, really became Jewish people, or Bnei Israel, or Am Yisrael, as we left Egypt. But we made a commitment to God. We had that covenant relationship at Mount Sinai, all of us. And that experience of coming together at Mount Sinai was like a mass, you might say, conversion. Because up to that point, we had a connection, we had a tribal connection to the Jewish people, but we had it with each other, but not necessarily to God. And that moment was a moment where we, not based only on history or bloodline or tribe, but based on our own decision as a people that we were going to be in covenant relationship with God on Mount Sinai with the Torah. Even though it was complicated, we didn't do as quickly as we liked. There's a golden calf on the side there. We finally come to our realization that we're going to have this covenant with God. Then in a sense, we all converted. We all came forward and decided to make this commitment to the Jewish people and to the Torah. Which means that, therefore, in a sense, the Jewish people historically were rooted in that kind of conversion experience. And that is why we typically read the book of Ruth, which I'm not going to talk about in detail here, but it's a beautiful story of a woman who marries someone as part of the Jewish people, but she herself is a Moabite, but decides, even after her son dies, to follow with her mother-in-law, Naomi, in these beautiful lines: where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Basically demonstrates this unbelievable commitment to become part of the Jewish people. Even though she doesn't have to, she chooses to do that with unbelievable love and commitment. And that's the same idea of why we read on this holiday, is because this is a model of someone love and commitment, joining the people, giving it up, following commitment, covenant. And so too, the Jewish people at Sinai. So that's why we read these two things together. But I want to come back for a second, because there's a famous letter that I teach often to our congregation and to our congregants, people who are converting to Judaism. Because one of the challenges of those who are converting, in modern times, can be a sense of, am I Jewish? Do I feel Jewish? Can I feel connected to the Torah the way someone was born Jewish to the Torah? Many legitimate challenges what one could feel internally about kind of joining anything, becoming part of something. And how do I feel I'm in an in-group? As much as warm as welcoming as we should be, and it's a mitzvah for us to do so, and if anyone knows me and Rabbi Jane Archul, we welcome anyone. We are not proselytizing. We do not believe that Judaism, you have to be Jewish to go to heaven. But if you're curious, we are 100% excited to have you join our people, and it's a gift. Is a letter to Maimonides, Iggeret from Avadia, from the Middle Ages, where there's a Jew from Yemen, who writes a letter to Maimonides, great Maimonides, Rambam, the greatest rabbi of his generation, maybe of all time, saying to him basically, listen, I converted to Judaism, writes this letter, and I at times am invited to lead the prayers, and I feel honored to do so, the Hebrew prayers, especially the Amidah. And the first line of the Amidah says in it, Baruch atah Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, God of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And there are people in my congregation, in my shul, who are mocking me because they say, I can't say that prayer out loud. I can't say that prayer recited on behalf of the congregation because because I'm a convert, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are not my literal ancestors. They are the literal, physical, technically, that's what they believed, of the ancestors in the congregation, but not me. They say, because I'm a convert, and they're mocking me, and I'm upset, and I don't know if that's true or not. Can I say the prayers, God of our forefathers? when they weren't literally my blood relatives, okay? This is the Maimonides. This is no chopped liver rabbi, okay? And he comes back chazak, strong. And here's what he says in essence. He says, first of all, how do you think Abraham became part of a connection, a follower of Adonai? Abraham was born an idolater. His father was Terach. In fact, there's a midrash that his father sold idols for business. Okay, he was really steeped in it. And Avram, at his time, before Abraham, chose to follow Adonai and to self-circumcise himself at an older age. Okay, and he is the first one to be an Ivri, a Hebrew, and follow an Israelite and follow Adonai. His descendants after that are, yes, descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's true. But none of them made the decision that Abraham made in the beginning. They're just followers of Abraham. That's not terrible. I mean, that's its own beauty and gift to have the lineage of Abraham. It's a treasure. Okay, it's a privilege. It's a privilege, truly. But none of them really understand Abraham because they didn't have to make that choice. You, on the other hand, Avadia, you are more like Abraham than any of those nudniks in the congregation, and even more than me, the great Maimonides, because you chose it. You and all the challenges we know with having to choose a new religious path, breaking away, choosing a minority, an oppressed minority over the course of world history, and with difficult mitzvot and practices, changes in diet, all kinds of things you got to do, you chose it. That makes you more like Abraham than me, born Jewish. So not only can you say that prayer that you are the child of Abraham and descendant of Abraham, you can say it with more authenticity and integrity than anybody else, including me. This is all I like to say to those people on that shul, talk to the hand. Okay, so what's the point? People who convert, who show that commitment to the Torah, are to be admired, and they actually achieve something greater. And that's why I have such admiration. I'm so moved. I feel so privileged deeply to work with conversion students who make that choice, that challenging choice often, to choose to leave the place that they've come to a land that I will show you. Literally in the Abraham and Sarah way. It is an unbelievable inspiration. These are the most important leaders in our community. And in fact, I think this is something that we in the born Jews need to take for granted. And that's why I want to end with this. We've had this a few times in our congregation. Just recently, over Pesach, we had a program where we had an Iranian Jew, Persian Jew. Actually, he was born in Iraq, then moved to Iran, and then fled Iran and lived and raised in America. And he talked about what's like to be an American Jew with his specific roots. And one of the things he said, and he got teary, so powerful. And I've heard this before from other people who immigrate. He said, a lot of American Jews, Americans for that matter, don't appreciate America fully. He believed that every American should be forced to go travel to a developing world country through dictatorship for 3 months, required, to see and feel what it's like to live under those conditions, to see and understand what we take for granted in America with all of her problems, recognizing. And only then can you appreciate what America is built on, its gifts, its leadership, its vision, what it's provided for the world, what it provides for its citizens, and how it is not standard in so many places throughout the world, sadly, at least not yet. Same thing with people who, when someone converts and goes on that journey to become a Jew by choice, they understand what it means. They have a depth of appreciation for what it means to be part of this people and read the Torah and study the Torah and commit oneself. That I think needs to be nudged. More for some of my born Jews are sometimes a little sleepy about it. Not all, but some of them are. And last comment, I see the same thing about this day, Memorial Day. You know, the people who gave their lives and sacrificed everything to protect our country and stand up for its highest values. You know, sadly, Memorial Day for some Americans is a beach weekend. And it's nothing wrong with the beach. I mean, I think it should enjoy, and we should be and appreciate our country's outdoors. It's beautiful. In some ways, that's honoring. But there's no doubt we should take time in the course of this day particularly to remind the fact that we wouldn't be here with the freedoms we have and even the challenges we have, but the beauty of an amazing country we have with its continued mission. You know, America's not just a place. America is an idea, and it's been defended and fought for with the blood of those who gave everything to preserve her safety. We are beyond words grateful for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice to allow Jews, rabbis, me to be here today to teach as we stand on the shoulders of giants. So all this to say is, who's more committed? One who's born in something or one who's joins up for the cause? I think you could make an argument each way, okay? It's a teiku, it's a tie. But I definitely want to give extra points to those that choose it. The immigrant, the one who converts into something, the one who goes through sacrifice, who have to leave something, to give something up, who sacrifices. This is a day where we recognize that sacrifice as being so holy and precious. Don't look down on it. Today, when you meet an immigrant in America and you hear an accent, that is a sign of courage. When someone comes to me and says, oh, I converted, I don't know Hebrew, that's a sign of bravery. You have crossed the line to seek the Torah. You've crossed the line to seek the American dream. You are a hero. That's what the book of Ruth says, and that's what I believe it means for all of us to receive the Torah on this Shavuot. Boker Tov, Shalom, a meaningful Memorial Day.